How to say no. Hi, Kim here, chartered psychologist, cognitive behavioural psychotherapist, and I'm here to help you with all of your issues around assertive behaviour or lack thereof, and how to tackle and deal with anxiety. Because quite often, if you're very anxious, it's going to make you feel much more passive in a situation because you don't want to rock the boat, you don't want to upset anybody, you try and avoid conflict at all costs. So please subscribe, click that bell and share this video if you think it's going to be useful. I try and post a video every week at least. All my topics are around assertiveness and how to tackle anxiety. So why can't you say no? It's such a small word. You think, I'm just terrified of it. If I say no to people, you might have views that other people aren't going to like you. They'll think you're being mean. They'll think you're being rude. They'll think you're rejecting them. And we grow up with a lot of these thoughts and feelings, especially if we grow up in maybe a very religious household. It's you should put others' needs above yours. Other people's needs are more important. Or sometimes our parents give us that message. If we're bullied at school or went to a very authoritarian school, again, we can get that message that our point of view isn't important. It doesn't matter. So if you can't say no to things, you will know that your body will tell you that you feel uncomfortable with what you're being asked to do. If you're happy with whatever someone's asking you, you'll find you'll be able to respond really quickly because your body will know, yeah, I'd love to do that. Oh gosh, I can't because I'm double booked, but I would really love to. And you don't have a problem saying no to things like that because your body knows. If, on the other hand, you're being asked to do things that you don't want to do or that you don't have time for, and you're saying yes to them, your body will be feeling very, very uncomfortable. You may get that kind of sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach. Your body language will try and avoid the person. You just won't know how to deal with it. You'll just want them to go away. You want to avoid it at any cost. And so listen to your body because it knows. So what can you do about it? How can you learn to start saying no to things you don't want to do? Well, first of all, it's quite useful to identify the things which we're saying yes to that we don't want to do or don't have time to do. So if you think back over the last month or two, make a list of things which you've said yes to that you really wanted to say no to. And just make a list. It doesn't matter what order you put them in. And then what we're going to do is, once you've got a list of at least 10, is rank them in order of difficulty. So give it a ranking of 1 would be, I could just about manage that with a bit of help. Number 10 would be, oh my gosh, I want to avoid that at all costs. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Just makes your whole body shudder. So as long as you've got a rank, it doesn't matter if 2 or 3 of them are the same number, but we're going to start trying to push back and start thinking about how we can address this issue. So make your list, think about what it is that you're saying yes to, because there probably will be a theme there. It may be a certain type of person is asking you that you feel maybe be conflictual with you. Maybe it's a superior that's asking you and you're afraid to say no to them. Maybe it's a family member and you just dare push back against them. So you say yes to things you don't want to do. Or sometimes you have a couple of friends like that. They'll be quite dominant in your friendship group, and you always find you end up doing what they want to do, and you're never actually thinking about what your needs are or what you want to do. So make your list, and then we're going to take the one that you just about could manage, that just a little toe out of your comfort zone. We're not going to go all the way out yet, just a little toe out of the comfort zone. And it would be good if you could find a family member or really close friend, somebody that you really trust and don't mind making a fool of yourself in front of, and start to role play this. Because you could write it all out like a script and think about it in your mind, but unless you actually practice it and role play it, it just kind of stays on the paper. You don't actually get that experience, and you'll be amazed at what a difference role playing something can make. That's how actors get good at things, because they role play it, so to speak, but they rehearse and rehearse and rehearse it, and then they actually start to take on the characteristics of that person. So we're going to kind of act as if we are assertive, as if we can say no to things, and we're not going to be bothered by it. So write out as much detail as you can, kind of, if you were making this person a character, say it's your boss, and your boss can be quite harsh, blunt, problematic. Maybe they kind of like tower over you because they've got kind of a fierce body language. Anything about that person that you can give information to the other person, they can get into character, so to speak. So when the other person's got into character, you tell them what it is you want them to say, what you want them to ask, and you rehearse what it is you're going to say to them. And I would just put in here, when you're saying no to something, you want to say as few words as possible. You don't use qualifiers like, oh, if I could, I would. You know what I'm like. I really can't do that. Or, I'm not sure I'm able to. Let me think about it. Oh, I don't know. Because you'll kind of start waffling. So if you're using qualifiers or waffle, the other person automatically knows, I think I can get this person to do what I want, and they will talk you into something. So when you're saying no to things, you want a short as possible sentence. Unfortunately, I'm unable to do that this week. And then we do what we call the broken record. You keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. Unfortunately, I'm unable to help you this week. Unfortunately, I can't manage it this week. Unfortunately, I'm not able to help. And the more they come back at you with, you only have the one sentence to think about. You don't have lots of complicated issues. You just keep saying the same thing over and over and over. And eventually, they will get the message. If you give in on the number 10, the next time they're going to try and get you down to number 9. So you just keep saying the same thing, and then you just silence them as your friend. And unfortunately, I'm unable to do that this week. And you say no more. No, I can't do it this week. You say no more. You don't add anything in. Short and sweet, to the point, and get them to just keep coming back at you, and you just keep repeating the same thing. And it feels a bit weird and uncomfortable to begin with, but the more you practice, the better you'll become at it, and you will find it really quite easy. And when you get good at doing the broken record, you can kind of put other words and things in there, but for the first few times you do it, just the same sentence. You only have to learn one sentence. This is what you're going to say. Unfortunately, I'm unable to do that this week. And you just keep going. You just keep saying the same thing. Oh, please, please, oh, please, can you... Unfortunately, I'm unable to do it this week. And you leave it at that. And you can actually have a lot of fun with this if you really, trust the person that you're doing it with. You can ask them to come up to you with some outrageous demands like, can I borrow your toothbrush? Or silly things like that. And you just practice pushing back at them. And then think about your body language. How are you standing? Are your shoulders back and down? Have you got a confident, relaxed posture? You're not gesturing too much, pointing or anything. Your eyes are looking at them the appropriate amount. And your body language is kind of turned towards them, but you're very relaxed. And you can practice with different kinds of body language and get some feedback from the other person on how it feels if you're not kind of looking directly at them, if you're kind of looking down a bit in a passive way, how they are responding to that, so that you can see the impact of an assertive body language. If you watch people on TV, you'll start to notice those people who are very assertive and those who are passive and the aggressive ones, because you'll see the difference in their body language. And that's what you want to start emulating, acting as if you are assertive, using assertive body language. So that's how you can start to become more assertive, and you can start saying no to things you don't want to do. But like I said, the first thing is to identify what it is you're saying yes to that you really don't want to say yes to, and think about the impact that's having on you. And then write out your script, get someone to role play it with you, and if that's impossible, role play it in front of the mirror, again looking at your body language, and practice, rehearse. It will pay dividends. And the next thing you know, you'll be able to say no to things. And you can practice this maybe going into a shop, asking for things, or if somebody asks, do you want some help? No, thank you, I'm fine. So that you're getting used to actually politely and assertively coming back at someone with no thank you. So that you can practice saying this, because if you've never been used to doing it, it will feel really strange in your body. So that's how you can start to say no to things you don't want to do, because remember, no is a complete sentence. It's all you need, no qualifiers. So thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe and share and ring that bell so that you can be notified when I post more videos about assertiveness and anxiety. Have a great day. Bye for now.